Here's how to make 100 grand in just 1 year on only 2 deals. Temple did it, so can you. Her first project was a duplex she bought for $113K, did a $63K remodel on, and sold it for $275, netting right at 70 grand after all expenses. Whole purpose of this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how she found the deal and how you can do the same. I do just wanna point out guru math. If we just subtract those numbers, I could say that she did 99K, but there was expenses like agent fees and holding costs, which is why she only netted 70 when it looks like she would have done 100 on paper. Temple is one of our operators in SoldFast, and this was a duplex deal. So how we found this deal for her, we went into PropStream.com. The top here entered her market, which is Staunton, Virginia. One thing I do want to point out, PropStream's $100 a month. So if you're just curious what it costs, up here at the top, click this filter guy, go into equity. And I always do a range of 35 to 100%. When it comes to property types, this particular campaign was residential, multifamily, 2 to 4 units. So you can see before we clean this out, it's really not a giant list. There's only 123 properties on here currently. We're gonna go back into filter though, and we're gonna focus on the ones that are owned by individuals. So that's going to remove out the ones that are owned by like big corporations. Now, what you would do in order to save this list is check the box, go save, and name it whatever you want to call it. Now, on this campaign, we also included some of the smaller sister towns, so it would have been more than just like 75 pieces. Just proper expectations, typical costs to get a deal off market. It's going to be about 1 to 1.5% of what you plan on selling that place for. So going into this project, she should have expected a cost per acquisition, roughly 300K if she was going to sell this deal for 275. Once the list is saved, you'd simply go over into my properties and you would simply search whatever the actual list was that you pulled. That's wild, actually. It was 79 that we shot this to. Here's the old list from where I originally pulled this. All you would do is just check the box and hit export. So cost per acquisition on this, stupidly good. Don't go into it with that expectation. I'm even going to prove it to you. This property was at 1203 Walnut Street in Staunton. And if we punch in 1203, you can see there it was on the list that I pulled back in last year. One thing to know when we do show data sets, YouTube does require us to blur addresses so it doesn't look like we're doxing, but you can literally Google that address and find even the Zillow old listing on it. Now, we sent this seller one of the Ballpoint Marketing apartment postcards. You can literally just go to ballpointmarketing.com, hit search, punch in apartment, and this guy right here is exactly what we sent. So you would literally pick your style. I do the handwritten on these postcards. On the cursive style, I always do yes. I like kind of the scripty looking font. And then I would just use the stock message that goes on there. You then fill out the rest, add to cart, upload your list, and you're off to the races. Now, full disclosure, I own Ballpoint Marketing, but why our operators choose to use them is they get better than average results. On every single piece of mail that we send, we also print our website. We use SoldFast.com. That's our brand. This is Temple's operator-specific landing page. The site is built on a platform called Carrot. They're like a template investor site for real estate investors. They did a custom build for us. So if you're looking for kind of a like website in a box, you're an investor, they might be worth looking into. Now, Call Porter acts as our overflow for when our in-house folks are busy or over like nights and weekends. I also own CallPorter.com. I've run that business since like 2016, 17-ish. They take upwards of 10,000 plus calls a month for investors as well as home service businesses. So these are the initial Call Porter notes from when the seller called in. They'd owned the property for 5 years. They hadn't done any major repairs, maybe a little slumlordy. They didn't know the age of the roof or the heating. The property didn't have air conditioning. They didn't owe anything on it, and the units were currently rented. Those were Natalie's notes. So SoldFast is our real estate fractional franchise. You can go to ryandossey.com/SF if you're interested in more info. Also throw in a link to it. It is for folks that have been doing deals and are looking to do more, like Temple.
It's an empowering feeling to be able to provide for my kids and do the things that I said I was going to do.
How many houses do you think you'd have to clean to make over 100 grand?
Oh gosh. See, we make like 150 per house. So
Like
add all
80,
that up. I'm excited for the future. $100,000 was my goal and I met it. And that's just kind of like the foundation of building. My goals are bigger and better, you know, for next year and for the year after and the year after.
Her second deal actually came off of radio. Radio is one of our best sources of deals in SoldFast. Our kind of top two bread and butter are direct mail and radio. Now, she bought this place for $155,000. She did a $25,000 remodel, and the place ended up going for $255K. Now, this property was at 1514 Shenandoah Ave over in Waynesboro. Similarly, you can look on Zillow and see that I'm not lying. These are real deals done by a real person. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see, you know, purchase versus resold. If you go down a little bit further, you can even see the numbers I'm talking about. Bought for $155 and then resold for $255. Now, I really can't walk you through how to buy radio ads, quite frankly, because I don't do it. My business partner, Mitch, does. But secondly, it's kind of an art form and it's pretty complex, being like legacy media. Mitch has been in radio for over 10 years, which is why we get phenomenal pricing compared to like what the normal investor would pay. I did shoot a full interview with Temple that I'll link to above if you want to go back and kind of hear her story on all of this. But I realized in that video, we didn't give you guys the how-to, which is kind of what we're known for around this channel. So here you are. Thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with me. Again, my name is Ryan Dossey. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next time.